Alright guys, it's your boy Enerjack here, and we're back for another Dokkan Battle video. Last night we actually got a surprise. Pretty much last night they went over, we got 3 EZAs. We basically got 1 EZA to be honest, or 1.5 I guess. The other 2 are kind of, I don't know what they were thinking with the other 2. Piccolo, okay, I'll say this. We got basically AGL Metal Cooler. His EZA details got leaked last night. Along with the Tech Vegeta from the same movie and that STR Piccolo also from the same movie. We also got like a little bit of animations, and there was a whole live stream and stuff. Unfortunately they did not do the live stream on Global, so I'm gonna go to Garesh's Twitter because they translated it, or he translated it, sorry. But here we have the calcs for all 3 of the EZAs. I can just go over this real quick, right? So Metal Cooler, right? This guy, remember, he's on a 170. He's not on Cooler's 200%. Basically, he gets 150% start of turn. He gets 20% per hit received up to 100%. And that's pretty much it. He heals, and then he gets 20% crit chance versus a super class enemy, and then another 20 versus a pure sand enemy. So very basic, very simple, right? We can see, like, fully built, he's in 7 mil, no support. On a 170, I'll take that. Especially, like, if you get this, like, crit chance to proc. Like, basically, almost every single pure sand enemy is super class, right? So, he's gonna have, like, a 40% chance to crit 7 mil. I'll take it. That's not bad, considering, again, that's not on a 200%, that's no support, right? His defense fully built up also is pretty good. Basically 460k. That's not bad. I see a lot of people like slandering this Cooler, underrating him. That's not bad. I don't know why people think that's bad. Certainly it's not gonna, like, he can't like tank a super attack from some of these red zone fights, but his defense is good enough to tank literally every normal in the game, right? For free. So I don't really see what there is to complain about. This guy's not a main rotation unit. He's not a slot 1 unit. He's a floater pretty much, right? And considering it, like, giving how easy it is to it's just get hit, what, 5, you just have to get hit 5 times. That's it. That's not really that hard in some of these red zone stages, right? Even as a floater, there's going to be a ton of attacks just scattered across the field, right? So overall, like, just real quick, personally, I think this guy is probably like number 2 or 3 easy TURs, because the difference between Metal Cooler and like something like SDR Otan is that SDR Otan is only good 50% of the time, right? Some like Turles is only like amazing crack number 1 30% of the time, right? When he does his transformation condition. SSBE, same thing, 30% of the time, right? Nanaku, his transformation condition isn't as isn't as RNG reliant as the other ones I just mentioned, but you know, you still have to like transform, right? And then he still has to stack, like, you still need things to go your way. Meanwhile, they have full power super saiyan for Goku, same thing, he has to be at full HP, right? Meanwhile, for Metal Cooler, it's literally just get hit, right? So he's definitely looking a lot more consistent than the other DDs, which is fine. Piccolo, now Piccolo is, you might look at Piccolo and you're thinking like, oh, Piccolo's mid. No, Piccolo's actually pretty good for Super Battle Road and World Tournament, which is fine because this Piccolo right here, basically what he does, he 200% start a turn, he gets 20% per orb. He has an average of 7 orbs in the calc because he also orb changes. He orb changes into SDR key spears, so that's really good, right? And then he gets 50% versus 1 enemy, and then he does a guaranteed crit against 2. I didn't break that down. What? Excuse me. He does a guaranteed crit against 2. This Piccolo is never going to be better than the banner unit Piccolo that we just got on Cooler's banner. That STR Piccolo, that guy is just a god, right? This guy had no hope of being better than him. But what they did with him was they made him a Super Battle Road killer. Because in Super Battle Road, you go in here with like a 4 mil AoE, he guarantees supers, and it's a guaranteed crit, right? And this guy also has a medium chance to stun on his super attack. So he's a Super Battle Road unit. Like, he's a Super Battle Road killer. Like, honestly, I want to say, like, his defense doesn't even matter, but his defense is still pretty solid in Super Battle Road. Like, again, you take him in a Super Battle Road, he won't take a super, but he can just do that AoE massive crit and then like get some stuns off as well. Like that is pretty viable. That is, he definitely has his uses, right? Compared to this next guy that I'm about to talk about, this fucking loser. This Tech Vegeta right here, this guy's useless. He gets 200% start of turn. He gets another 50% with a move your ally, another 50% under 80 HP with a, he only gets another 50% attack when he's under 50% HP. I literally gave him all his links because he actually shares 7 out of 7 with a Super Vegeta, the STO Super Vegeta. I gave him literally every single link, and this guy gave me a 5 mil attack stat in return. Of course, he gets crit chance when he's low. I think he has like an 80% crit chance when he's under 50% HP. So it's 10 mil, it's not just 5, but he doesn't have additionals in his kit. Like, I want it like 5 mil crit, like that's not really that good anymore, right? That's kind of like average now. Because like 5 mil crit, you're just doing 10 mil damage. And I think a 10 mil attack stat with no crit, no additional, I think that's like average now, right? Like the Super Saiyan 4s do that. They hit 10 mil and nothing else. Meanwhile, all the other Dokkan Fest we got, let's see, you got the Resurrection, like you have, let's just say the weakest Dokkan Fest that came out besides Raditz is probably the Resurrection F Blues, or Majin Vegeta is one of those two, right? Majin Vegeta doesn't hit, he hits like 8 mil on a good turn, but he's like a defensive wall because of his, when you have him next to Trunks, of course. He's like a defensive god, and he's doing 8 mil. So like, I don't, like 10 mil and like you're not even that good defensively, like that's not really that crazy, right? The Resurrection F Blues, for example, they're way better than the Vegeta defensively. They're not that bad defensively, but Goku is doing like 6-7 mil attack stats, but he has like additionals built in and stuff. And then Vegeta does 10 mil, yeah, and then he has like a 50% chance to crit. Right? So I don't like 10 mil by itself, that's like nothing. If you're doing a 5 mil crit, you're basically just doing 10 mil by itself, and that's not good enough. Especially when we go to this boy's defense. Bro can't even tank in pure Saiyan Super Battle. like this is with both of his buffs. Like this is not good enough. Right? This is not good enough. None of this is good enough. Like this is not a 2022 easy. This guy was supposed to easy like 2 years ago or something. Actually, yes, I'm gonna like this. By the way, Metal Cooler has I'm gonna just do this live on video. Metal Cooler has a really high attack stat or defense stat. We can just go ahead and do that on stream. But yeah, his attack stat is not his attack stat. Well, his attack stat is pretty decently high too. It's like 18,000. Pretty good for a TUR. But his defense stat is 15,000 basically after his EZA, which is really, really good. That is definitely good. All right. So yeah, that's the EZA. Pretty much Piccolo is. I actually think you get a lot of use out of Piccolo. Metal Cooler, he's good, right? This Vegeta, I don't know. I want to say like people should probably ask for this guy to get buffed, to be honest, because that's how bad it is. Like this guy is just unrunnable. Like you can't run him anywhere. You can't even run him in C. He's gonna get cooked in Super Battle Road for fuck's sake. Like I don't really know what they were thinking with that, but we're gonna go over to Garesh's Twitter because he translates the entire video. I'm not gonna show the entire video because I mean it's not even translated, so there's no point. Pretty much the theme of part 2 Worldwide Television will be the return of Cooler, will be the Metal Cooler movie, which we knew. New stages will be added to the story event that we just got this celebration where we get to fight Metal Cooler. We can awaken that STR Metal Cooler from the Metal Cooler story event as well. And the five free Metal Coolers of each typing, they also will Dokkan Away. The drop chance of them will be increased. We'll be getting a new stage to the like new event that we got where we had to fight the Cooler. Like it was like basically Cooler's Armored Squadron, and then Cooler himself, and then the other stage was Goku and Gohan, and then Super Saiyan Goku. Now we'll be fighting Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, and then Metal Cooler, right? The fighting in Metal Cooler is also it's a gimmick fight, and it consists of 10 rounds. That's interesting. There'll be a new limited time event where we'll be able to. It's basically we can do it 3 times every single week. This event will be more effective than a Guru event to level up your links, and you also get Hercules statues. So they're giving you Zenny, and it's basically a better Guru event. So I mean that's always good. There's no reason to say that. Like no reason to slander that, right? It's literally free link levels plus Hercules and Zenny. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And then we have a new challenge. Danger on them. Break through the Imperial armor with robot soldiers will appear, and you will receive rewards based on how many you're able to defeat. Now, if you remember Worldwide Download Celebration from last year, let me see. Bardock Frieza Soldier. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe I can go on Reddit. No. I don't think I can. Hold on. Let me go to this. Let's go to campaigns real quick. Last Worldwide Download Celebration, there was a similar event to what I think this is gonna be. Basically, what it was it was like a Bardock fighting the Frieza Soldier event, and basically you had to just like kill like a certain amount of Frieza soldiers. It was actually kind of fun because it was just different. Like you had to build different teams and stuff like that, and you had to bring like AoE units. It was actually not that bad of an event. Definitely not it wasn't your average like Dokkan event. Where it's like, oh, you go and fight these tough enemies, you have to take these certain characters, like characters that stack, or like AoE characters that stun them. Basically, it was just you had to like go through the Frieza soldiers, take AoE characters, and pretty much try to kill them. They actually did have like a lot of HP later on. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Breaking the siege. Basically this. You would fight these Frieza soldiers. There would be 5 levels. And like they would get stronger and stronger and stronger. I believe there was, yeah, like you had, yeah, there was 5 stages. You had to defeat 25 in a single attempt to get like everything. The rewards aren't bad, right? I mean, you get 5 stones for clearing any of the stages. So, and then all of these missions can be done up to 5 times. So altogether, it's just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is 30 stones right here for like doing all of these missions, right? Overall, this event. I think this event was actually pretty fun. It does have a weakness. This one had Pierce Hands. I don't know what the weakness of the robot. I don't know. It's probably gonna be movie heroes, to be honest. But yeah, you would take like SDR Broly in here in some of these like stages, and he'd do like against these guys, he'd do like globs of damage. Like you take Majin Vegeta in here, he does good damage. You know, you just go down the list, and this event was pretty fun. I will say it was pretty fun. Just doing, it's just something different, right? And we get 2 more red zone stages. The graphic had King Cold on it and Metal Cooler on it, so those are the 2 new stages. The producer does note that Cell Max is the hardest event in the game, and he was specifically designed that way. And as a part of the version D update, their current goal in developing difficult content is to not have certain units dominate every difficult event, but rather create an environment where you can utilize character strengths in one event and other character strengths in others. Okay, this is very clear. Like we've seen this with like a lot of EZA-TURs, how they're not like amazingly busted, like dominating the game anymore. Pretty much they're just, you know, like solid options for certain stages. And they're like RNG reliant to be like the best units in the game and stuff like that. Not the best units in the game, but like to be like crazy or cracked. Basically, they're designing them to be just right in these difficult contents, so you can fit them on certain places in certain situations. Like we've basically known this for a while now, but they're just outright saying it. they're also working on more difficult content where other characters that might not seen a lot of shine could potentially be useful. So this part, honestly, what I take from that last part, I would say the biggest thing that we need right now is a super class red zone, because units like Turles and like full power Frieza, those units are struggling, right? Like, I don't think that red zone should not be exclusive to only enemies, because again, units like that are struggling. Units like Angel Golden Frieza, I mean, he's ass even with the super class buff, but you know, like, if they're gonna design units like that with the like class restrictions, then they need to make difficult content where the classes are actually, you know, relevant. Because right now there is this is weird to say, like, if you had told me this like a year ago, I'd have called you crazy, but right now there is no relevant superclass difficult content. There's none, right? So like units like AGL Turles aren't even at full power, and they have to try to keep it with some of these other easy ATRs, despite being basically a nerf version of themselves. The free characters that were attained, they can basically just easy A. They're gonna easy A in part 2. And then SDR, I know a lot of people think like the entire Metal Cooler army is gonna easy A, but apparently, according to Goresh, it's just the STR Metal Cooler. So we'll see. And then they confirmed the main characters of the part 2 Worldwide Download Celebration is Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Vegeta, of course, and Metal Cooler. Goku and Vegeta will be a Dokkan Fest, and Metal Cooler is the Carnival LR. And then defense details on these characters will actually be announced soon. So, along with a new PV. Mine is drawing to a blank. I forgot what a PV is, but yeah, that should be it, I believe. Yeah, that's it. I can go over and show you guys the art real quick for Metal Cooler. Let's see. Global did tweet out the art, and they tweet out a little bit of animations. Yeah. So honestly, it seemed like to me, because this is the art, right? And then of course I gotta go over to Goku's art. These arts look pretty alright. I'm fine with these arts, but because this is Metal Cooler's art, and it's just Metal Cooler by himself, right? But in this, it shows the entire Metal Cooler army. This like confirms that this Metal Cooler is probably gonna revive into the army just like he does in the movie, right? Because in the movie they finally defeat like one Metal Cooler. That's where this is from. They defeat one Metal Cooler, and then the Metal Cooler just comes back with those with his squad, like. So it would make sense for this guy to actually have a revive into like this, which would be pretty, yeah, that's what villain teams need, I think, right now. They just need a revive unit. They don't really have one. So Metal Cooler reviving would be definitely extremely helpful. But let me know what you guys think. I am excited for part 2. I will be summoning on Metal Cooler, of course. I don't know, Dokkan is weird. Dokkan makes me like characters I normally don't like. Cooler is my favorite villain, but I'm actually not that big of a fan of Metal Cooler. But if they're gonna be like hyping up like Metal Cooler like this, like, I don't know, I might have to change my mind. But yeah, I'll definitely be summoning on Cooler's banner. Cooler's banner on Global is actually probably gonna have the Nimba featured on it, which is gonna be very, very good. And then we kind of already know what these two's banner will look like based on Cooler, the other LR Cooler's banner right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.